Hey, Drew here from LearnGuitarInLondon.com. This is my latest riff and it's Shape of My Heart by Sting. Really awesome riff and really good for you intermediate players out there. It's got some good stretches and really nice finger picked piece. Okay, so we're just going to be learning the intro, which sounds awesome and is really good on the guitar. So we'll get started straight away. Okay, first of all, it's finger picked, okay? So that means we use the rule of our thumb only ever plays the top three strings, that's the E, A and D. The index only ever plays the fourth string down, okay, which is the G. The middle only ever plays the B string, fifth string down, and finally our ring finger only ever plays the E. Good little general rule if you want to start learning on finger picking is thumb, 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 index, middle, ring. Okay, so just get used to going down the thumb on these, index on the fourth string, middle and ring. It's just a good starting point. Cool, let's get started on the song. So we've got ourselves quite a little stretch there at the beginning, alright? So if you are new to the guitar, you may find this a little more challenging. But still, have a go. You never know. I've seen it happen before with beginners. Take your little finger and put it on the 5th fret on the thinnest string, so the 6th fret down. Take your ring finger and put it on the 4th fret, skipping up 2 strings away from the bottom string, so we're on the D string, okay? You can think of them as Eddie 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie, or E, A, D, G, B, E, just so we're on the same page with the strings. Okay, good. And then you're going to take your index finger and you're going to put it on the 2nd fret on the B string. So this is the shape that you've got here. Okay, notice this isn't holding down. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start with our ring finger on there and we're going to go ring, thumb, middle, ring. Okay? Now if you're getting muting, that sort of thing, it's usually a few things. You may not have the muscles required yet in your left hand to be able to perform this shape. As I said, it is challenging. Or the other thing could be that maybe this finger is touching these strings, so it's kind of collapsing like this, okay? But these are just things to keep an eye out for. You need to make sure that everything is ringing and the strings aren't sounding choked, okay? It can take a little bit of practice. Good. Next part. We're always going to think of the most economical way to change to the next section in the song. That way you're not moving your fingers too much, lifting your fingers up off the fretboard, and you're keeping things smooth from one part to the next. That's essentially how good guitarists make it look effortless as well. Okay, so the next change is we're going to take this little finger and we're going to slide it down to the 4th fret, still on the same string. We're going to lift up with these. So that's your 3rd and your middle finger, and you're going to put your index finger and you're going to do a barre. Now a barre means pressing down more than one string at once, and you're going to be pressing down the bottom 4 strings with your barre finger. Now the finger picking pattern, so that's the fingers that you use and the strings that you hit, is exactly the same, okay? So it's ring, thumb, middle, ring. Ring, thumb, middle, ring. Okay, the thumb is playing the 3rd string down, the D. Good. Next part. You can release that bar chord, okay, for you. You can let go with your little finger. Notice the index finger is still staying on the 2nd fret here, okay? So we then just move this down to the 2nd fret on the thinnest string. And it's the same pattern. We go ring, but then on open strings with all the others. So that's ring, thumb, middle, ring. Good. And the ending to this particular part, you move your 3rd finger up, leave this held down on the 2nd fret, move your 3rd finger up to the 4th fret on the A string. What we're going to do is something a little bit different this time. We're going to take our thumb and our ring and we're going to pinch those 2 strings that we're holding down. Okay? A pinch is just pulling 2 strings, you sort of flick your fingers together. It's almost like flicking your fingers like this, okay? Then you're going to go middle on the open B string, and then you're going to slide this finger back to the 1st fret okay? So you're going to go from here to here, and then you're just going to play that note with your ring. So that particular section is pinch, middle, slide back. Okay, good. So let's just recap on those first four. Okay, good. Now, if you've got very good ears, you may notice that it's quite repetitive what happens next. However, there is just a tiny little change, okay? So we're going to go back. This is one of the biggest changes, okay? So we've just come here and we're going to have to go back to that first shape idea. So we're going to take our little finger, put it on the 5th fret. I'm afraid there's no other way of doing it other than just repetition. There's no quick way. Take your 3rd finger, put it back on the 4th fret on the D here. And this time, you're going to use your middle, not your index on the B string, on the 3rd fret, like so. Okay, so not here, here. Got it? Cool. And it's ring, back to that same pattern. So a pattern is just a routine that we use on this hand. Okay, so you can hear the middle fingers making a difference. The beginning was, now it's, okay. So that's middle finger down, that's what the shape looks like, guys. Cool. We're then going to do everything else exactly the same, okay? So we're going to make the change, we're going to bring the little finger back to the 4th fret, and we're going to do our barre on the 2nd, and play that through. And then we're going to do our next change, so we're going to release the barre, move the index down. And then we're going to do the pinch, so we're going to bring the 3rd finger over onto the A string on the 4th fret, pinch, thumb and ring, middle on the open B, and then move this finger down. Okay, good. So now let's play that line with the variation. There it is. And this is all the same. Well done, hope you're keeping up. So that in itself is a really good stretch and a good workout. And just try to get those notes as clean as possible. Remember, press down, don't touch the fret markers, keep your finger, always use your fingertips, never the flats of your fingers on the strings, and bridge over, okay? So that's really where the muscles come in as a guitarist. So if you look down here, you'll see that I'm not collapsing my finger like this, I'm keeping it locked. Just some really good advice with all chord changes, with all chords even. Okay, next part. Okay, so we're making a shape here. It's based, if you know a D, then it's just like a D, but you're just lifting up this finger. So you take your index finger, put it on the 2nd fret on the G, take your middle finger, put it also on the 2nd fret on the bottom string. Okay, that's the chord that you're going to change to. And we're going to go thumb on the D string, index, middle, ring. If you follow my advice at the beginning, you know what strings they are to play. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Then we're going to go middle on the open string. Then we're going to take our little and skip it back up to the 5th fret where we started the song. I'll do that again. Okay? Good. We're then going to bring this shape back. So we have to lift up when we go to the 5th fret. We're going to bring this shape back, this sort of D with lifting up this finger. And we're going to go down the strings, so we're going to start on the ring, sorry, up on the strings. So we've just gone, I'll do that again. So we're sort of jumping between that shape. It's this, little finger, back to that, okay, but picking it towards you rather than away. And then we're going to make a little A suspended chord. So from this, you're going to take this finger, move it up to the D string on the 2nd fret, and this is going to follow and it's going to tuck underneath on the 2nd fret on the G. You're going to strum the middle 4 strings with your thumb. It's a really awesome chord, I've always loved that chord. So we're going to strum, and then we're going to pick with our index the 2nd fret, so we're not going to move that shape. Just play that through. Good. Okay. And now we're going to move to our first full-on bar chord here. So we're going to take our index finger, we're going to press down on the 4th fret, the bottom 5 strings. So it's going to look like this. And then we're going to make this shape. Take our 3rd finger, stick it on the 6th fret on the D, and take our little finger, put it underneath on the 6th fret, skipping the G, holding down the B. And that's a shape that we're going to move, guys. A shape means, you know, a shape on our fingers. Okay, we're about to move that. First of all, we're going to pick that. We're going to go thumb on the A, thumb on the D, then pinching index and middle. Good. We're going to slide this shape up a fret. Don't lift up your bar finger, just slide it all up. Okay? That looks like this. So we've gone from here to here. See, I'm just sliding, making sure these fingers have always got this fret gap here. Okay? And then we're going to pinch this, thumb. We're going to break the rule slightly. Thumb, index, thumb on the A, index on the D, and middle on the B. That's our first pinch. And then we're going to pinch thumb and middle. So it's, just to explain, the thumb's on the D on that second part there, okay, and the middle is staying there. Good. Now this is by far one of the most challenging changes of the song, so I'm going to give you some advice about how to get it sounding smooth. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift this up and we're going to slide this finger down. Notice it's still staying on the A string here. We're going to make it to the 2nd fret. We're then going to put our middle finger underneath, skipping a string, so we're on the G, and then we're going to take our ring finger and we're going to put it on the bottom string, also on the 2nd fret. So they're all on the 2nd fret. Hope you can see that. And we're going to strum the bottom 5 strings. It doesn't matter, in fact, deliberately mute the D string. Okay, so that's your chord. And then we're going to change to an F sharp minor bar chord. So from here, we're going to bar everything on the 2nd fret, nice and close to the fret marker, press down quite hard, take your 3rd and 4th finger and hold them down on the A and D string on the 4th fret. So we're going to leave this gap. And then we're going to strum all 6 strings. Okay. So what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to play from here. So I'm going to backtrack slightly, okay? So we're going to start with this shape and just have a little listen to this and play along if you want to. I'll give you a count. 1 and 2 and... Okay, good. Okay, so to finish off, I'll just play the whole riff, sort of practice speed. Feel free to play along with me, and that will be the end of the lesson. So here we go. Oops, hang on, let's start that again. Okay. Cool. Thanks very much for watching. If you do like this song lesson in the way that I've broken it down, then feel free to visit my website. There is a lot of videos there that you don't get on YouTube, and you can also join my student area for free. It's just a case of just an email address, and there you've got tons of resources, tablature, extra videos, advice, and it's becoming a great little resource for any guitarist really. Thanks very much for watching. Keep on playing. See you again soon.